We're live.
Good evening. This is the Peabody Conservation Commission. Welcome to the Peabody Conservation Commission for the May 6, 2026 hearing, public hearing. There's commissioners present tonight this evening are Secretary Amanda Green, Leslie Cotamarsh, Commissioner Jamie Harrop, Commissioner Arthur Athis, and Commissioner Bruce Comack and Commissioner Brian Cassidy. I believe that's everyone, right? So we'll get started. The Peabody Conservation Commission hearings will continue to be held remotely in accordance with Chapter 2 of the Acts of the 2025. The public may participate in this meeting remotely. A meeting ID will be provided on the Conservation Commission agenda, posted on the city's website and inside of City Hall at least 48 hours prior to the meeting. And members of the public and parties with a right or requirement to attend the meeting may access the remote participation through any of the following several different ways of telephone or video access. We begin the first hearing. We go to the first request for determination, Lucia.
Yeah, before you do that, I had to draft an emergency certificate, unfortunately, for
Okay.
beaver activity near the Ipswich River pump station. Drinking water meets the criteria, and I don't think anyone wants to get sick. So the health department deemed it an emergency, and the director of DPS, who is in charge of the water department, also deemed it an emergency, and the permit has been drafted. I don't believe trapping has commenced, but they are definitely breaching the dam.
So it's wildlife, not fill or wet, something like that. So it's wildlife. Okay.
Yeah, so if you guys do need to ratify it, though, I only can draft it, and then you guys need to ratify it. But it was our drinking water. This wasn't someone's backyard or anything. This was our drinking water. Basically, if I have an email in it, but it's like the pumps have to work and the debris, and they're chewing on stuff and they're swimming around, and it's sad, but unfortunately, we need to have clean drinking water so we don't get sick.
So take a quick. May I have a motion for that?
If anyone has questions, I'll do my best to answer them.
My only concern is that they euthanize the wildlife. Is there any other alternative to that? Do you know?
No, there is not. My sentiment is the same, but you can't make it someone else's problem.
And
Otherwise,
I would,
it'd be like thousands upon thousands of them in the Ipswich River, like wildlife refuge, and then they'd all be like fighting, and I don't know, they might be territorial. I'm not really sure.
well, I would hope that it's a humane way that they do it. Do you have any idea how? Well, I don't think we need to go into that, but
I do. I'll tell you on the phone tomorrow. Give me a call. I do,
okay.
and it is as humane as they can be, unfortunately. And this is the price for, I know we're in a city. It wasn't always a city, so
Yeah.
Lucia, I guess
Okay.
my only other question is, I know it's come up and Leslie kind of raised some good points, right? But it's also come up in previous, we've seen a lot of beaver certs come in front of us recently, and I know it's springtime and people are active, animals are active, but if I remember, there were some issues with the beaver deceiver that we had previously, and it was not working correctly.
yeah, I
Are
don't
there
think there's
ways?
one in this location. That is
Okay.
something that we probably should that's something that we should probably look into, but they cost money. They're about
Yeah.
$10,000, and but yes, I would if you guys want to give me you know, I can go back and I can say that you guys, you know, obviously I'm assuming you're going to ratify it, but you would like to think try to figure out a better long term than constantly doing this. Yeah, it hasn't happened this much. Honestly, I've been there 20 years with the city, and this area only recently, like within the last like year, is they started over by the Ipswich pump house, the Ipswich River pump house. So it's always been ongoing at the other location, like Devil's Dishful sometimes. But yeah, this one, unfortunately, it
They got
started they
smart.
started becoming active. It could be because they're getting pushed over there. I mean, I'm definitely not a wildlife expert.
I
Yeah,
mean, I wish other people would back me up on this. That obviously you guys know that I'm opposed to all this stuff from the last time we went around and round, and I decided not to um I just decided not to debate it because I was just gonna lose. But yeah, it's yeah, probably they are moved over from that, but I mean, we're protecting drinking water that we're getting notices in the mail that's not safe to drink anyway. So, yeah, that's a little crazy. But yeah, if we could discuss, getting money from somewhere to fix the situation, it would be great to not have to kill things.
agree.
Agree, Amanda.
I have it in my notes. I will get in touch with the water department either tomorrow or early next week.
With that, I think the work's already been started, so I'd like to make a motion to ratify at this point.
Second? Anyone? Anyone? I'll second it.
All right, that motion to ratify was made by Harrop, seconded by Vivaldi. Roll call. Vivaldi,
Yes.
Green,
No,
Comac,
Yes.
Athos,
Yes.
Cassidy,
Yes.
Harrop,
Yes.
Quartermunch.
No,
All right, so that passes 5-2 with Quartermunch and Green voting no. Thank you.
The next item, the first item on the agenda then is the request of the RDA. And so are we ready for that now, right?
Yes.
So it's a public hearing on the request for determination submitted by, excuse me for the name, Likahena Rosa, the owner applicant. This is an after the fact filing for the following: a fence, a shed, a gazebo to remain in the buffer zone. The property is known as 24 Willow Bray Drive, map 22, lot 94. And tonight's the first meeting, May 6, 2026. Is the owner applicant or representative here tonight?
Yep, I promoted her to a panelist. If you want to unmute yourself and speak, you don't have to turn your camera on if you don't want to. And just, if you want to, I can share the screen for you.
Okay, yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry. This is Lakana.
Excuse me. So can you explain the situation a little bit in detail?
So we purchased the house in June of 2023. I wasn't aware that we abut the wetlands or unaware of really anything until it was brought to our attention that the backyard was already fenced in. I mean, there were broken panels that so we just like fixed what panels were broken, and then we had built a shed because we had a shed on there, but it was caught in a fire. And so we replaced it with another shed. But apparently the size was bigger. So I guess it was supposed to be permitted and I wasn't aware of that, so I apologize. And then we had we had put together a gazebo. It was like a kit. It wasn't like built from scratch.
And so did you cut trees? Did you fill the soil? Did you fill the property? Did you bring in a soil that wasn't there before?
No, so we had we did cut trees, but not really because the trees had already burnt in a fire. So we took down the burnt trees.
So they were already dead.
Yeah, they were in the fire.
And do
How
you
was
have
the-
any kind of materials to present that show photos or anything that present your application? I guess that I should bring that up, I guess, but
I mean, you mean pictures of the fire?
no. I was just trying to get you to elaborate a little bit more, but I can look up what you're,
There's a plan on the screen.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, everyone, through the chair, I just went to go share the screen, and why it took me so much time was because I never put this on the OneDrive, guys. I'm so sorry. So you guys have not had access to this. I just put it on, so you should have access to it now. It's totally my fault.
And so I see the gazebo and the garage.
It's not really a garage, it's a shed.
It's a shed, okay.
Okay. And
So
look, the new fence, is it, a stockade fence?
Yeah, it's a wood fence.
Okay. And are there any, openings to the wetland?
Well, I mean, there's like an access gate if we needed to.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Why would you need to?
I'm not really sure. I mean, we just put it out there just because in case like we ever had to get it out, especially with the fire being there. But there was like a gate that was already there. We just like literally like just fixed the broken
Yeah.
panels.
Yeah.
It
And
wasn't
in,
deed or
Nope.
anything that, through the chair, sorry, it wasn't in your
Excuse me.
deed that these are wetlands?
I'm sorry?
It wasn't in your deed that,
No,
Wait.
it wasn't, we weren't aware, to be honest with you, that we're, I guess our whole entire house is on a buffer zone.
yeah. All right,
What's I see dimensions on the new structures, but it's not really clear to me. "27 by 13 for the gazebo, maybe? And 16 by 24, I'm not sure. Those are pretty
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
Maybe,
The garage, I think is like not the garage. The shed is 12 by 24.
Yeah,
12 by 24,
takes it-
okay.
it takes it above the 200 square feet that you need for a permit. Along with being the buffer zone.
Right. I was kind of, hear if any other questions from the commissioners, and then maybe any questions from the public, if there are any, and then maybe continue it just to understand the situation a little bit more, but hear any other questions?
I do. In well, it's not a garage, it's a shed.
Yeah,
Okay. Is
the
that where you
previous
keep,
shed that was there was 10 by 16.
okay. And is that where you store all your, your yard tools and fertilizer and all that?
So more so like my Christmas decorations, we have a lot of decorations. Just
Okay.
ask my husband.
Okay, well, I just
Like
worry
literally
about,
the entire shed that's Christmas decorations.
okay, I just worry about fertilizer being stored so close to in a wetland area.
Yeah, no, we honestly, it's like more all like my Christmas decorations and like the tool benches under is there, but not really. Yeah, we don't really.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm trying to think
So
what's in
that's all I
there.
wanted to know.
I guess
Oh.
to the owner, the applicant, and Ms. Rosa, do you intend to do any further ramps or any kind of further activity? This is everything, correct? There's no further
No,
activity?
we are exhausted. We are done. We are. It's been a couple of years.
Well, my thought is that to kind of understand it a little bit more, not just make a quick decision. Does the commissioners have any other thoughts on this? And it should be just a quick activity, but it's pretty extensive and so close to I can see the wetland flag, the flagging, and I don't know,
It's already been done though, right?
correct.
It's,
I don't know what else.
through the chair. I mean, it's already been done, like Leslie just said, so it's not much we can do about it, but it's always easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. Whether they knew or didn't know, or whatever is irrelevant. The fact of the matter is they did it. And
I honestly want to say, like, had I known, I wouldn't have done it before asking first. I honestly, truly didn't know. And as soon as I was, informed that I was out of compliance, I mean, it's not like, this wasn't a cheap process to do, but I mean, I got on it and, I communicated and I kept in touch. Like, it wasn't like, I'm like, oh, well, I did it and that was it. Like, I want you guys to realize, like, that I didn't mean to be irresponsible in any such way. I really didn't know we were on a wetland buffer. And when, we were told, it was just like, what? Like, I didn't know. I promise I didn't know. Like, the only times like we ever were behind the fence really was like, when we first got there and we were trying to clean it up a little bit because the previous owners had like, took down a shed and left all the debris there and we were trying to clean it up, but we didn't know, like, and then my husband caught poison ivy a couple of times, so I was like, yeah, we're done with that. But it was never to like, oh, we'll just do it and we don't care or disregard any laws or, guidelines.
okay, I believe you. How about we do something like you have to plant some native plants or something with something other than, yeah, it's okay, let's sign off on it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to think, and what kind of something that could be done.
Conditions.
Correct.
Yeah. This is a question for you. Have you ever seen any of the water on your property?
No.
Okay. Well, personally, I mean, I would like to have, a prominent sign saying a no disturb area, sensitive area, and no dumping. Would that be
think that's-
unreasonable?
I think it's reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. It doesn't really, we don't ever go back out there, so it's like, I'll put a sign
Mostly
wherever you'd like me to.
for the current owner, but then for future owners, since it's come up as it could happen again. So
Yeah.
I mean,
you
honestly, the neighbors on either side of us too, they weren't even aware. like that we were on wetlands, and Bob's been there for well more years. He's like, what the hell are you talking about? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I just found out we're on wetlands. Surprise.
So
I think,
the
I
question
think,
I
that-
have is,
go ahead, Brian.
one more is, how did it get brought to your attention is what I'm curious to know, since neighbors don't know. And you most likely did not get it when you closed, because that's like a request you'd have to put in, so that I
So I
one
guess
hundred percent.
one of the neighbors called the city saying that my shed was oversized. And then it flagged it for Lucia, and then so she reached out to me and let me know what was going on, and then I guess they got flagged too because they had stuff. So we've all gotten flagged unknowingly after like the series of dominoes effect.
Well, it sounds like somebody was on your side a little bit there too in the karma train, so.
Yeah.
Yep, to
Um,
share, the two abutting neighbors on either side, were actually before you guys, I think in November or December, for after the fact minor permits for sheds and fences. So similar work. I mean, obviously the gazebo and the shed on their property are a little bit bigger, but it was the same thing. I showed up to their property, to this property on a site visit with Tom St. Pierre, the building commissioner. I believe someone from the health department was with us. And when we went to go on this property, but meanwhile, next door, they were putting a shed up as well. So we almost stopped it, but it just seemed unsafe to stop it. So I allowed them to continue building their shed on that side. And then you guys did give them, you did give them an after the fact okay on that. And I get, so DEP says the way you treat after the fact filings are, if you would have given them the permit if they came to you, would you have approved this? They are just outside of the 25 no disturb zone. The fence is sort of on the 25 no disturb zone. So the way I was looking at it was that the fence is demarcating the wetlands, and I've already told them last year not to go, of course they can go in the back there. That's their property. They have every right to go in the back, but I told them not to put their leaf clippings back there and not to put any like fire debris or anything like that for the sake of everyone in the neighborhood. We don't want any fire debris back there.
Yep.
I think they've learned
Yeah.
the lesson.
No grass,
we
no
paid to
grass
have it cleaned.
clippings.
Nope, no grass
And-
clippings, no anything. We've actually had it like cleaned out like all the items from the fire that were back there that ended up back there. We had all like anything like removed that and even stuff that from the previous owners, like car bumpers and hoods and I don't know, tires, everything, all that was taken out. Like we paid to have that taken out.
And I will say, if you go on Google Earth and you do the street view, you can actually see in the distance the burnt up shed and the burnt up trees. If anybody wants to see, because the most updated picture from Google Earth is from July of 25, and it shows the burnt shed and the trees.
Where did the fire start? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, let's just say my kids were irresponsible.
Okay.
Well, let's
Gotta
move
love
on.
those
Let's keep it on track tonight. So, let's make a decision. I think a tree and a sign is appropriate, but if I hear any motions from the commission, any questions from the public as well.
Yep, if anyone's in the public, now would be the time to raise your hand if you would like to speak for or against this application.
Hearing none, no questions. Maybe have a motion from the commissioners.
Is it, what kind of a motion would it be?
a negative
Sorry.
determination, so
Is
it's
this a
a
request for determination?
negative determination. So it's no impacts to that they would be, but we can put a condition on this after the fact filing. Not a significant, but I think a sign or a tree would be one or the other, maybe would be reasonable. I think one sign, but go ahead.
I, uh, I guess make a motion for a negative determination with conditions. Does that roll right?
Yep, but before you would have to close the public hearing, but you guys can
Mhm.
certainly talk about the conditions now. And just to interject, I still don't see any hands raised. So again, if you are here from the public and you want to speak for or against this, now is the time.
Typical conditions for an RDA are that generally before when they filed, before activities filed, that certain like erosion controls have to be in place before the building can be conducted, and so. But and this isn't a pool, so there's no instances like no activity for draining a pool, but we can put standard conditions for any kind of RDA, and then a special request or special requirement that this property owner do one of the what we're talking about.
Through the chair, a hand did get raised. May I allow them to speak?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to unmute you, and you have to say your name and address for the record.
My name is John Goulis, and I live at 299 Lowell Street. The owner seems extremely sincere that she made a mistake. And I say that as someone that lives in the city, that her request be granted, but a plant and a sign would be a very, very viable request, especially when the property is sold in the future, that the future homeowners realize that they can't dump back there. That's my comment. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
I see another hand raised. I'm going to unmute them as well. Hold on a second. So please say your name and address for the record once I unmute you. Again, this is for 24 Willow Bray.
Anybody there?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
This is Taras Kotrenko, 5B Corrales Road, Peabody. Regarding this item 1, I don't have strong feelings on being against it too much. It's a smaller project, but I just hope that we're not setting precedent for larger issues or larger development, let me state, like 2 and 3 that we're going to discuss later.
Yeah.
Thank you for your comment. So I think we have an idea to move forward. So I'll take a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close the public hearing.
Second that.
Right, that motion to close was made by Jamie, seconded by Arthur. Roll call: Vivaldi,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Comac,
Yes.
Gaithis,
Yes.
Cassidy,
Yes.
Harrop,
Yes.
and Quartermanch.
Yes, with those conditions that
No,
Mr.
no.
Vivaldi set
This
forth.
This is just closing.
Closing, excuse me, I'm sorry.
All right, so that passes. It's closed 7-0.
And a motion to issue it for decision negative determination with any appropriate conditions.
I'll make the motion to determine a negative determination with work is allowed to remain with conditions. No landscape debris or fire pit refuge can be dumped behind the fence. The fence will act as a demarcation of no disturb zone. We mentioned erecting a sign indicating, what was this? What would be on the sign?
Wetland, 25 feet to the wetlands and wetland buffer,
No disturb zone.
no disturb, right?
And did someone mention about a tree?
Yeah, something, 3 shrubs, a small tree. I don't know what the property looks like. Plant it, take a picture of it, send it to Lucia. Make sure it lives, don't plant it for show and then not water it, take care of it.
So I'd like to have that incorporated into the motion.
Like what kind of plant? Like,
I have through the chair, I have a list I can share with her. It explains, like, for people like me and some other people who don't know what to plant, it explains like which plants work the best in certain soils, shade and sun, and if there's bird value to it, obviously like low bush or high bush blueberry, stuff like that. So I can give her a list if that would be part of your condition, for me to give her the list, and that she choose either 3 shrubs or 1 small tree. And then I just want to, so that motion was made by author so far. So it's the no landscaping debris behind the fence. So the fence will act as the no disturb zone. Now, do you guys want a no disturb sign on the fence, or do you want like something on the other side of the fence, which is basically the 25 no disturb zone on the other side of the fence?
Say
On
on the
the-
fence.
On the inside,
Inside on the fence?
I'd say
Yeah.
not on the fence.
I was gonna
It's a
say,
fence wall.
yeah, that's the concern, is that the fences can be temporary if it gets removed, so you gotta find, I think, a better permanent.
I mean, we in the past, and Lacan is not gonna be happy with me saying this, but you guys have required granite or concrete posts, which are much cheaper than granite posts, 6 feet and 3 feet in, 3 feet above, with a medallion on the top of it that says "Do Not Disturb Zone." That would be, I think this is their forever home, so I don't think they're going anywhere unless they get chased out. But I
yeah,
mean,
we're not going anywhere. We don't
that-
intend on going anywhere.
yeah,
It's
so
going
if,
to my kids once we pass.
if you guys are going to put those conditions, you should definitely put a time frame on them, so that I'm not like, I have 7 months from now all of these things need to be done, or a year from now they need to be done. I mean, the plantings probably should get planted like sooner than later.
Yeah.
So my
we should
planting
definitely
on-
have time
on the
frames.
Fence in the fence on like the backyard side, or like the side on the wetland side of the fence?
no, Miss Rosa,
Yes,
no one would
which-
see it from the back of the fence and facing your house, so that is most visible, I guess. But if Bruce, if you have a comment,
I just wanted to make sure, because we planted we planted hostas and hydrangea bushes and like rhododendrons.
Yeah, through the chair.
go ahead.
Yeah, I just think that it's I think again, I haven't been to the site, but it seems like 2 granite mounds with a couple of placards on them that say, no disturb, no past this, Lucia has I think Lucia actually has them. I think that's more than enough to require. I don't really think I don't think I don't think the habitat is, by planting anything, it's going to change the habitat. It is what it is. I'm sure it's all grown back by now.
Right.
Through the chair. Here's what I would suggest for the 2 posts. I would put 1 on either side of the opening of the fence. So it'll all, I mean, you may have a landscaper come one day and, you know, they might want to just dump all their stuff in the back, which I've seen happen. That would be my suggestion.
And as far as the plantings go, I don't care in the yard where they are as long as they get put in. You could have them in the front yard. I don't care.
Oh yeah, we have tons of plants we've already put in since we purchased the home. That's not.
So are we all set with the motion?
Sounds good.
I don't think it's clear. I don't think it's clear what the resident is doing, what, that the concrete, I think the cheapest way for a permanent, not granite, but a cheaper method, alternative to a concrete bound with like what Bruce mentioned with plaques on it, that would be very sturdy and stable and withstand weatherization. And then, I think, minimal vegetation as well, just one tree or a couple, 3 small bushes. And it can be, get advice from Lucia, so. I think, and is there any standard conditions that we pertain to it already constructed after the fact RDA, Lucia? There's no particular conditions?
I'm honestly, I'm a little confused with what you guys are voting on. So, because I just heard so do we no longer want the sign on the fence? I mean, personally, if it was my house, I wouldn't want a sign on my
I
fence.
don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to sign on my
But-
fence like on the
I
yard.
want
side.
a sign in the house.
But again, at this point, I mean, you're asking for forgiveness. So if they tell you have to put it on the fence, you have to put it on the fence. I'm just trying to figure out if that's what you guys want.
I thought we said, concrete, two
Yeah.
concrete posts.
I would agree with the 2 concrete posts, but you definitely, so 2 concrete posts, 3 feet in, 3 feet out with a marker on top, like a conservation marker. And Bruce is correct. I do have a detail I can find somewhere. I have like these duck things that I can give to put on top. So that'll work. You glue it on top. What is the time frame though? Because I can't chase people around asking for this stuff. So you
Why
guys,
Why
I would
doesn't she
suggest
come
putting a
back to the
time frame
meeting?
on it.
Why doesn't she come back to the meeting in July with pictures of the posts and the plants?
That's a good idea.
Hmm.
It's a great idea. So does that mean you want to reopen it then? Because either we're going to keep it closed and you guys are going to issue, I mean, I guess, yeah, we do have to issue the negative determination so she can do work back there. So yes, you would need to issue it tonight with a condition that she's coming back in whatever time you guys whatever meeting you tell her to come back to prove that it was done.
So could we just say to be completed by August 1st?
So do the plants that I've already planted count, or do I have to plant new ones? Because we planted like 12 arborvitae, like
Arborvitae.
trees. Yeah,
Those
there you
aren't
go.
wetland species, man. Those aren't promoting wetland growth
Ecology.
ecology, so it's unfortunately you took actions that aren't really beneficial to the property on which you sit, so we'd like other
With
more pertinent-
hostas, do they?
hostas
No.
don't pertain
No,
either.
so you would need to do either 3 brand new shrub plantings or 1 brand new small tree. What currently exists there will not satisfy this condition.
And Lucia will
Okay.
send you the list, but you could plant 3 blueberry bushes from Home Depot. Blueberries are totally cool. Just put them in the sun.
Oh, we have a blueberry, raspberry, and strawberry bush.
We want new ones, more.
Oh, okay.
So let's make this official and vote on this. Bertha, can you just
All right, so wait,
finalize?
hold on. So you said the
Yep.
posts have to be in by August 1st and the plants have to be in by August 1st as well, correct?
It-
Sure.
Yeah, that's
So then
almost
that
3
means
months. I
we'll
think
come
that's
back to this
appropriate.
What?
Yeah, it's about 3 months. I think that's good time.
Okay, yeah, so and then she will come back to the September hearing.
Yep.
So I
Yes.
will, okay.
Yeah,
That-
with,
so-
with the before and after pictures.
With pictures. And the plants can, I mean, if they don't want to plant them on the yard side, they can plant them on the other side in the 25 no disturb zone, correct?
I don't know about that. I don't believe they would take care of them if they're on the other side of the fence and the
That's a good point.
shady back there.
Do we,
Okay, so far the motion is a negative determination with conditions, and the conditions are, first author said, the workers are allowed to remain with condition that no landscape debris or fire pit refuse can be dumped behind the fence. The fence will act as a demarcation of the no disturb zone. Also adding 2 concrete posts 3 feet in, 3 feet out with a no disturb marker on top to be installed by August 1st. Plant either 3 shrubs or 1 small tree from the list that I give them, or as Amanda stated, the blueberry bushes, and to come back to the September hearing with pictures. And I think that is it. No disturb, 3 steps of rain. No disturb.
Lucia, to clarify, we wanted to see pre and post pictures.
Yep.
I know that the applicant's trying to hopefully get some of her current plantings in, but we want new ones. Please.
Okay, so that motion was made by author. Is there a second on that?
Seconded,
All right. Roll call. Vivaldi,
Yes.
Green,
yes.
Comac,
Yes.
Athos,
yes,
Cassidy,
Yes.
Harrop,
Yes.
and Quartermunch.
Yes,
All right, so that passes 7-0. And you Lakena, I'm saying your name wrong, right? Lakena?
It's okay. It's Lakina. Yeah, Lakina.
Lakina. That's a beautiful name. I should say it right. Okay, so don't do anything. You don't have a permit yet. I still have to do the permit. And there is, once I issue the permit, there is a 10-day appeal period, starts the day after the issuance. So if anyone who's watching or listening wants to appeal it, they can appeal it to DEP and to the city. They would have to request information. So don't do any work, okay, until you get a permit from me, okay? I'll give you all the information you need. I have 21 days to draft it, so just hang tight unless you want to go buy some plants. I'll tell you to do that.
I think if I buy any more plants, my husband may kill me. Not unless we have to. So we'll wait until we get the list.
All right, you're all set until I talk to you in the next 21 days.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
thank you.
Moving on to the second item on the agenda tonight. It's a notice of a continued notice intent, continued public hearing on a notice of intent submitted by John Kelty Esquire for Cosma and Zoe Evangelides. The proposed project consists of the construction of 2 duplexes, driveways, utilities, and invasive species work in riverfront and buffer zone to the bordering vegetated wetlands. The property is known as 309 Lowell Street, map 62, lot 5. Are there representatives here tonight?
Yes. My name is John Kelty, and I'm appearing on behalf of Cosma and Zoe Evangelides. I sent due to some scheduling conflicts, I asked that this and the next matter be continued. I did say that I'd be present and would ask for this continuance, but I would listen to testimony if we have neighbors or other people or comments from the commission. I would carry them back and add, if you're asking us to add things to the plan, we would certainly do that.
Okay, Jack, John, thank you. I guess,
That would be to your June 10th meeting.
yeah, that's, yep.
Yeah, through the chair, can I ask Jack a question, just real quick?
Go ahead, Bruce.
Jack, just again, I know this isn't, I hate, I don't want to say wasting time on, but I'm not even sure. I don't know. I just want to know what comes first, the horse before the cart, or what are we doing? Is this a zoning issue? I mean, I just keep coming back to that. That's all. I don't want to even. I hate wasting our time on it if it's just a zoning issue.
What
Before we talk about it.
this is the property at 309 Lowell. That's the house in the barn type garage.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got the wrong one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a.
I was thinking of the other
The
one.
items were left off the map, Bruce, that should be on the agenda, on the map, that on the plan of record needs to show a conservancy district that the city has already in place that explains certain restrictions to this area of land, and that the plan of record doesn't show this important piece of information. Am I correct, Jack, to say that?
Yes, you are. What we did get that request from Lucia. I think it began yesterday, and the Eastern Land Survey people are going to add that in the plan if in fact it is different from the conservancy elevation. We think parallels the that he has those lines on the plan, but we're going to measure them against material that was given to the folks at 303 Lowell that gave we're going to measure that out and place those lines on the plan that were the conservancy elevations. So we will add that.
Through the chair,
Go ahead, Amanda.
I just wanted everyone to know, just like I said at the last meeting,
Amanda, hold your comments for this. Hold your comments. Just if this is, you're just making your statement, please hold your comment just until we're voting. You don't need to present that you have a bias against the property owner, please.
why?
Because it's have an open mind, Amanda, please.
I went to the site, I walked it, I'm not in support of it. I want to be
That's okay.
upfront just in case that, they decide that, oh, I want them to know so they don't put tons of money into something that I'm not in support of, it's protecting their investment. I just want
Okay.
people to know up front how I feel, and I did go to the site. and
Thank you, Amanda.
Changed.
Through the chair, if they are going to keep the 5 houses, I'm still waiting for stormwater from before the last meeting. They need to give us a stormwater report. They need to give us stormwater enhancements to the property. This is considered 5 units, so they do need to meet stormwater standards. I believe there is at least one hand raised, so you guys can keep on talking though, but I just want to let you know that there is at least one hand raised right now.
Thank you, Lucia. Yeah, so that triggers the number of units triggers the stormwater and the kind of a, how do you say it, Lucia, remind me that just it's not just a renovation or reconstruction, but it's a.
Yeah, I mean, we really want to get into it, I've been looking at, because we can look at this as redevelopment, the way I understand it. So redevelopment 10.58 parentheses 5 parentheses C says the proposed work shall not be located closer to the river than the existing conditions. And no structures are in the riverfront currently. There's some other things in here. So again, we need the stormwater management. It's required under 10.585B. And then 10.58 parentheses 5 parentheses D says proposed work excluding including expansion of existing structure, shall be located outside of the riverfront area or toward the riverfront area boundary and away from the river, except in accordance with another stipulation. So, I mean, we need to see that. I mean, the Conservancy District might go on this plan and one of the lots is completely gone. That is what I'm assuming is going to happen, looking at the narrative of the ordinance as well as looking at the plan that's on the city's website. It looks like it's eliminating one of those townhouse units. So again, like what Amanda's saying, and I get what she's saying, she just doesn't want the property owner, who I hope is on the call and is listening to this, to just blindly follow their consultants without thinking about what could happen with their money. So if they sink money into this, putting the stormwater, so I do understand why, why Amanda's saying that. But again, there's a lot going on that we should have the applicant fill out the riverfront development checklist. I think that's something that we should have for the file if the commission
totally
is
agree.
thinking about voting on this. It's something that has been sent over, and again, I've been asking for the stormwater for a while.
All great points, Lucia. That's all valid, important points that the applicant's representative should be taking note of and making sure that they're submitted prior to the next meeting.
They will be. Just one question. Lucia, you had mentioned that you were looking at something and it looked like there would be one lot lost.
Yeah, I sent it to you. It was the picture of the Conservancy District grid, the pink. I sent you a map.
Oh,
It has
yes,
Conservancy
okay.
District. It looks
That's
like
fine.
you're gonna lose an entire lot, though. Seems like the one at a couple meetings ago that you were offering to donate to the city.
I understand what you're saying. Okay.
I mean, it'd be great if you donated that lot to the city, especially if you couldn't do anything to it. But anyway, there is definitely a hand being raised if
We can, unless the commissioners have any other comments at the moment, we can move to the public.
all right, please say your name and address for the record again. And if you could say it a little bit slower, I didn't get it the first time.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
This is Taras Kucherenko, 5B Karelitz Road. So I'd like to raise 2 points. One is I'd like to oppose the continuation from Mr. John Kilty again. It seems like they're dragging this out. Scheduling conflicts always come up, but we make an effort to be here, and those who need to appear, they appear, like myself, I'm here. So a better effort needs to be made to appear. So again, I'd like to oppose the continuation on this matter. Second, I submitted a petition to Ms. Lucia Del Negro last night, and I had received confirmation of the receipt of such petition. So myself and the undersigned residents, which they're at the time of the petition submission were 67, and now we're over 70, so we're just starting to gain steam. And the rest of the concerned citizens of Peabody and local residents, we strongly oppose the subdivision and the proposed commercial development nature of 303 and 309. We'll focus on 309 Lowell Street now and then come back to 303 on line item 3. All this due to its proximity to the Proctor Brook and protected wetlands. I myself had reviewed the map. The two lots that they want to take, the roughly acre, subdivided into, let's call it 4, donate a portion, and there'll be 3 remaining. 2 of those 3 would be the 2 duplexes. Those 2 duplexes, probably 95% or 90% are in the wetland buffer area, completely in the buffer area. The whole structure is in the buffer area of one of them, and I believe in the second one. So none of that should be allowed to move forward, in my opinion. So along with the rest of the residents that signed this petition, The subdivision and the development are a direct threat to the nearby conservation land and the wetlands. So Lowell Street runs directly along the protected area, including portions of the Independence Greenway and associated wetlands resource areas that are also controlled by Massachusetts. The recent A&R subdivision at 309 Lowell Street and the proposed renovations threaten to place big amounts of infrastructure onto those lots, have huge parking lots on both of those that'll facilitate runoff into the wetlands and other debris. There will in the end end up polluting the Proctor Brook, since we're in such close proximity to it and sitting in the buffer areas. That will definitely damage the critical wetland buffer zone and wildlife habitat, because we are getting rid of some of that buffer zone and building on top of it. Any subdivision, lot clearing, or new construction of driveways or increased impervious surfaces, such as parking lots at 309 Lowell, will cause much more stormwater runoff and erosion, which will again cause pollution into the wetland areas. There will be huge impacts on wildlife due to increase in traffic, foot traffic, and construction near those areas. Now, they will also be bringing in non-native materials. This is going to include dirt and rock to build on, which will again be detrimental to the wildlife and the land. So that's on the condominiums. Additionally, getting rid of these protected areas may cause increased risk of floods to the surrounding neighbors, which are at a lower elevation than the proposed development is. So again, these subdivisions are a direct strain on nature and wildlife. So I just want to underline that. And that is not just me speaking, that is, 70 residents who signed this petition speaking. All right, that's all I have for 309. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments. Is any other questions? We're trying to, since it's really no new information we're not discussing it, trying to keep it short so that we can have, I guess, continue it to the next month's meeting. But if anyone else has any comments, you're welcome to say a quick statement or two.
Yep, there are two more hand raised. I am going to allow the person who's labeled iPhone to speak. Hold on. So please state your name and address for the record once I unmute you.
Good evening. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Thank you. So I'm 305 Lowell Street. Tanya and Bob Foster reside at this residence. I just want to echo what my neighbor had just said. We are not in support. We did do a petition. Our neighborhood is currently districted as an R2 residential zone. This proposed plans, both of them, 309, which is what the one will concentrate at this time, would drastically increase the population's density, its traffic. The pavement worries us as well, because then there's something where the soil is not absorbed to the water, and fundamentally altering the single family character of this community. There are a lot of concerns, and we did everything that we were told and informed. There's not much more. I mean, we're willing to work with what we can do to continue to show our non-support for this. And as well, it is getting a tad bit frustrating. All of the notes, all of the time, all of the items are listed out. I'm not sure what the delay is on the other hand and what we're looking for, but I mean, people should come to this meeting prepared just like we have. That's all I have to say, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, there's one more person. I'm going to go ahead and mute you. If you want to speak again, just raise your hand again. I am unmuting Tammy G. Please say your name and address for the record.
Tammy Gitter, 7B Correllits Road. I also oppose this, and my main concern is the flooding. And my other concern is that these studies for stormwater mitigation, are they only being done at that address, or will they be done for a mile radius from that address?
Unfortunately, ma'am, Tammy, it's for the property that where the development is occurring.
Right, so it's only a study so that they take measures potentially to not have their location flood, but it does not protect
What it's
or help.
intended to do, what it's intended to do is to control the water that falls, rainwater that falls on that property, they're within the parameters of their property, to control and infiltrate the water as best as possible. The best method to get the water and control it on their perimeters of their property, which they own, but they can't, it's not intended to be a wide study for the Lowell Street neighborhood.
They are at a higher elevation, some of us at our lower elevation. That is my main concern, and my main objective is Proctor Brook is obviously a lower elevation.
Yep.
My home is a lower elevation.
Yep.
If a study is done, I'd like it to include those are at a lower elevation for where that water is potentially going.
Thank you for your comment.
Thank you.
If anyone else in the audience would like to speak, please raise your hand. So far I don't see any, but I do want to reiterate my comments because I made these before the meeting last month on at least one of these comments. We need the stormwater. We need a stormwater. If they're going to continue with 5 units, you are going to need to provide more stormwater than what is currently there, and you're going to need to give us a stormwater checklist as well as all the stormwater paperwork. And then looking at the current plan right now, you guys have granite posts shown in the middle of the wetland enhancement area. Like that's odd to me. I just feel like it should be not in the middle of where you guys are planting some geraniums. That's just my opinion, that if this is going to get developed, you're going to have to require more stormwater in some sort of like actual riverfront mitigation area, and that would require a standalone plan showing what's happening on it, and then there would be a 70 to 75% survival rate on those plants if you guys are going to allow 5 units on this. So I just want to make it crystal clear that we need that, what the neighbors are saying, like, please, if you have information that we are asking you for, because the commission can deny if they ask repeatedly for paperwork and you repeatedly do not put it on the plan or give the paperwork, we can certainly deny at the next meeting if you show up without everything, because we have documentation now. At the April meeting, we asked for so-and-so, and at this meeting we asked for so-and-so. So if you come to the June meeting without any stormwater, without any of the things that the commission members addressed, you guys can certainly deny it under 310 CMR 10. And me again, I would ask if they are going to keep the 5 units, that the surveyor or the engineer, most probably the engineer, should be filling out the riverfront redevelopment checklist. And if they don't believe it's redevelopment, we should get a narrative as to why it's not considered redevelopment. And again, one more hand is raised, and I believe he can unmute himself.
Yes, I can. Thank you. Again, this is Taras. Just to add to what you're saying, I will call on the commission to deny today instead of allowing the continuation. Again, they've had these opportunities to provide information already. The residents are here, the commissioners are here. So the public is present. The public has signed the petition. If you guys haven't seen it, please go to protectproctorbrook.org. Again, I will call on the commission to deny today and oppose continuation. Thank you.
Through the chair.
Go ahead, Leslie.
Uh, we did receive the petition. I read it. I read the whole thing. And, you know, I'm not sure about, a continuance either. I'm not sure what value it has. I've made my feelings known on it. They're developing, within 200 feet of a riverfront area, which is, against a city ordinance regulation. I think the activity will degrade the resource area and the buffer zone. And section 3230 wildlife habitat, it would create adverse impacts on wildlife habitat. And all the snow removal, the work that's going to be done, it's just, I feel it's too much, way overdevelopment for that area. So I'm not sure the value of a continuance.
Through the chair. So, we want to give the applicant as much freedom to present their case as possible. And I think if we don't grant a continuance if it's asked and they have good reasons they want the continuance, and Lucia went through a list of other reasons why plans have to be done, studies have to be done. And if we were to deny a continuance and close a hearing, and I think that would be a disadvantage to us, to the neighborhood. So I would disagree with not granting a continuance for that reason. Thank you.
Through the chair, could I just say one more thing, just so I have it on record?
Of course.
It's in my notes. They did submit an alternative analysis, but the alternative analysis didn't say anything about creating only one new lot. It was just the 3 lots, and that was it. It seemed a little, if I may, self-serving. It also says that the work is proposed within existing lawn area, which does not provide high quality wildlife habitat. Each time I was on site, I noted wildlife in the lawn area. When we were at 309 a couple weeks ago, there was coyote, scat right on the lawn. And I've noted numerous bird species, turkeys, hawks, falcons, blue jays, and cardinals while I've been on site many times. So again, I just want to point out they did provide the alternative analysis, and they stated that they didn't need to provide storm water management. Again, I want to hit home on that. This is 5 units, so they do require it. And the alternative analysis did not say anything about just creating one new lot, meaning breaking one large lot into 2 lots. It only was the 3 lots, as if there was no other option available, and that is not what an alternative analysis is.
I completely agree, Lucia. If there's no other comments from the public, I guess we'll make a motion for what the commission wants to do.
I move to continue to the next meeting in June as requested.
I second.
Lucia, take a roll call.
Yep. So I heard Arthur making the motion and Comac seconding it.
Yes.
Correct? Okay. Roll call to continue to June 10th. Vivaldi,
Yes.
Green,
No.
Comac,
Yes.
Athos,
Yes.
Cassidy,
No.
Harrop,
Yes, but they've got to come with all that stuff in June. I'm just saying. Yes.
Quartermuch.
No,
No. Okay. So I believe it is continued 4-3.
Did you take Amanda?
she
I
was
did.
no.
Yeah.
She said-
Amanda said no.
Okay.
Cassidy said no, and Quartermunch said no. And then
Right.
Vivaldi, Comac, Athos, Harrop, yes.
That's 4-3.
Yes, isn't that what I said? It passed
Correct.
4-3.
Correct. Yep. Yeah, I agree. I'm just
Green, no. Leslie, no. And Cassidy, no.
correct.
Correct? Those are all no's.
Yep.
All right. Yep. So if you're in the audience, please come to the June 10th meeting. We'll be here.
So moving on. So the motion is passed, and it was the meeting, like just emphasizing, Lucia, that the property was moved to June 10th. The meeting will move to June 10th. On to the next item on the agenda, which is number 3, a continued public hearing on the notice of intent submitted by William and Sprages for Justine Fox for the Northeast Arc, the owner of his North Shore Heritage Association. The proposed project consists of paved parking area, retaining wall, concrete walkway, grading, stormwater in a buffer, and riverfront area. The property is known as 303 Lowell Street, map 62, lot 7.
That too, I'm asking be continued until the June 10th meeting. We are at the planning board tomorrow night with respect to a certain zoning issue as to the 2 structures, 1 lot. And we would ask to, and I do believe there has been no stormwater management review, or is that the case, Lucia? Have we gotten any? Have we seen any DPS comments, Lucia?
I am not certain.
I don't recall any.
It should be on the OneDrive if they have submitted comments, they'd be on the OneDrive.
I don't think they have.
Jack, I don't believe, I agree. I don't, oh,
No,
DPS.
there's
They
there's
did.
believe it or not, there's comments from, I believe it's from Bill Stansfield. I think they're short and sweet.
I can read them now if you'd like, or so if enter them into the public record, if it comes up.
Could Lucia, could you forward those to me?
Sure, I'll do it in the morning, but it says that he has no comments, so.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. DPS has no comments for the above subject matter for 303 Lowell Street group residence building and renovation.
As a result
Those
of
came
the
in March, Jack. in
As a
case you
result
need
of the on-site visit, are there any matters that the commission members who were present would like to see us address? No?
Thinking
Through the chair.
Go ahead, Amanda.
I did go to the site. Obviously, you guys know I wasn't on the official site visit. And there, like Lucia saw in the other place, I did see the coyote scat in there, and I saw all the flaggings and the whole layout and everything. And this is another one that I just can't be in support of. So just putting that out there.
Yeah, through the chair, Jack. I just, again, there's nothing, I don't really understand. Isn't this a zoning issue?
No, we're building, we're proposing to build in proximity to a protected area. So we're appropriately here. There is a zoning issue that'll be addressed tomorrow night.
Okay, but right now, I get it, I understand what comes first, the commission, conservation or zoning, but right now, as this project sits, you're trying to put multifamily in a single family zone, correct?
It's an R2 zoning district. And we are asking for a waiver under the planning board regulations. They can give a waiver to allow two structures on two dwellings on one lot. We'll be at the board asking for that tomorrow night.
Okay, I get it. Thank you.
Jack, were the abutters notified of the planning board meeting tomorrow?
That's not, I don't believe so. I know that there are signs on certain properties up there that advise neighbors, but I did provide a list of abutters for the site plan review that'll be held tomorrow night. I don't believe their regulations provide, as yours do, that abutters must need be notified. I think they just have it at a public meeting.
Any other quick comments before we make a motion for this 303?
Any public?
Yep, there is a hand raised. Are we open it to members of the public?
Yes.
All right, at this time, there are a couple hands being raised. I think the hands that you see, I think you guys should be able to unmute yourself, but I will, if someone wants to try, I will unmute you if you don't unmute.
Yeah, this is Taras Kucherenko again from 5B Karelitz Road. Again, 2 points or two major subjects. One is I would like to oppose this continuation once again. So I didn't realize that this same is it John Kilty, and you guys refer to him as Jack, or am I getting the name wrong?
No, that's me.
Okay, Jack John Kilty. So Mr. John Kilty was at the last planning board meeting, and at that time he had made a motion for continuation or whatever the right verbiage is, but pretty much to push it off to the next meeting because he did not have his engineer present that was supposedly supposed to be present. So this seems to be a pattern of delay, consistent delay, starting in that meeting that I was present at and today's meeting on both matters. I did not realize that he represented both parcels. So now the impact is even greater. They're combining 309 and 303 efforts causes even more damage to the surrounding wetlands and the buffer areas. So this is very eye-opening. So again, in my opinion, this is a delay tactic and a tactic to waste time. And I would like to oppose the continuation. And what council will be asking for ultimately is to build on wetland again or protected areas. So yes, it's a zoning issue, but it's also what's it called? A conservation issue, because they do want to build right on top of wetland, a nice big, as he himself said in the last meeting, huge parking lot and huge driveway. So there'll be no issues getting down to the second house. This will cause a vast amount of devastation on the wildlife, runoff down exactly to the wetlands and to the brook. Now, as I was saying, the elevation is higher at the street level again. So this whole driveway will be sloping down towards the rear of the property. All of the runoff is going to go directly into the wetlands and protected areas. So again, the petition that I had submitted last night, now with over 70 residents and locals that had signed it, we oppose all this development on these two lots regarding 303. The subdivision and the developments a direct threat to nearby conservation land and the wetlands. Low Street runs directly along the protected conservation area, and all the runoff will go right into the conservation area. So the recent, Additionally, they want to develop two group homes on this lot. It is not just a single family residence. This is a commercialization of this land and this property, now trying to split it into two. So this will be commercial activity with lighting, trucks, vans always going down into the parking lot that's built on wetland and the buffer zone. That will definitely influence the wildlife in this area. So I doubt the lights are going to shut off with sundown, right? Again, a massive driveway is proposed and is needed there, in this case for a group home, which will increase foot traffic along the property itself. There's going to be, 10, 20, 30 people constantly going back and forth on this land and going to the wetland, potentially polluting it, dropping, trash and things like that. So this driveway is absolutely required. So I call on the Conservation Commission to not permit this driveway, which will in turn, and this parking lot and lighting, which will in turn not allow them to build a second home on the same lot that's closer to the wetland and on the buffer area. It will increase the stormwater runoff and pollution, as I already said. It will definitely damage the critical wetland buffer zones and wildlife habitat. Even with remediation, which again, there's nowhere to really plant new trees that is not part of the wetland, right? Or to move the soil that will be, notice you have spoken so long, we'll lower your hand in 3 seconds. Sorry, I'm still going. Yeah, there's no good way to remediate all this, the noise, the pollution, the lighting that will cause adverse effects on the wildlife in the wetland. A group home is going to add parking, like I said, excessive lighting, excessive foot traffic, and excessive activity that will permanently alter the buffer zone. This is uncalled for. It's not needed. There's other areas like in downtown that this would be a better fit for. So again, myself and over 70 residents now are calling to stop the development on the subdivision and development on 303 together with 309 Lowell Street. All right. Additionally, they'll increase the density right next to the conservation land. It's only getting worse. With foot traffic, also density will increase. Now 20 to 30 people are going to live and constantly walk around that property versus the single family that it is now and that it was meant to be. Yeah, that's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, there was, I think Tammy's hand was up again. I don't know if otherwise there is another person I'm going to allow to speak.
Basically, same opposition, Tammy Gitter, 7B Corrales Road, as far as flooding and the density. I mean, it takes us sometimes 5, 6, 7 minutes to get out onto Lowell Street from Corrales Road. I know that's not a conservation issue, but it's definitely a density issue for them to have cars leave from a parking lot onto Lowell Street at that section of Lowell Street. Thank you.
The person with the iPhone, please say your name and address for the record.
My name is Denise Hitchman. I live on Linfield Street.
Go ahead.
I just want to voice my opinion that I am vehemently opposed to the development of conservation land in the city of Peabody. And if this moves forward, what type of a message are we sending? Number one, where does it stop? And I just second everything everyone else, Taras and the woman that just spoke before me. I second their opinions, and I just need to say it on the record that, I'm not in a butter. I don't live nearby, but I am extremely opposed to this project.
Thank you.
I think there's one more person with an iPhone, unless it's just a mirror image. There should be one more person. If you could say your name and address for the record again, please.
305 Lowell Street, Tanya and Bob Coster. I just want to say good evening and thank you for listening to us, what we have to say. Just like what Tara said, and as well as Tammy, I just can't say it enough, how we're changing the face of this neighborhood. What is supposed to be, and what we're supposed to be doing is upholding the integrity of this R2 zoning. I mean, I reject any of these variances or these approvals for this high density housing. I just don't understand the desire or need. If there is, then once was said, there are other areas in this community that could use a facelift or an uplift, and this is not that area. I believe too that the group residence home, which I did some research on, they continuously talk about 110 Collins Street in Danvers and how they did that, has had a turnover rate of over 20 residents since the time that they opened to now, which hasn't been a long period of time. This isn't something I think we are looking to have here. The turnover, the high density, the long parking lot as you speak, you know, everyone takes this turn off of 128 and they all bang into all these driveways. At some point, they will bang into that next driveway. There will be somebody hurt at some point. I can tell you that with all the U-turns that they do take here. The traffic is intense August, September, and October to go to Salem. And then after that, it transitions to the mall traffic for Christmas. There really isn't catching any break around here. Just adding 36 people on one side and 36 to the other is really concerning. I just don't understand the desirable local need for it. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Any more comments from the public?
Yes, this is Taras again, and I just want to say one last thing. First of all, yeah, thank you for listening to all this. And again, you know, Mr. John Kilty is going to ask for a continuation, which I'll remind you again, there was a lot said, but I started with this. I've heard it 3 times now in the last 2 meetings. There seems to be a pattern, and we can't keep rewarding this bad behavior just to talk about it again. We've expressed our concerns. I think a decision to not allow continuation can be made here and now, and also a decision to not allow to build on wetland can be made here and now. Thank you.
Through the chair, if we, at the site visit, we did have some issues. Like I think some people said that they would like to see the charging station gone, and because it's like it's the closest to the resource area. I believe Peter Blaisdell said that they could remove it, that they were like kind of being forced to put it on, so they would be fine removing it. I do want to remind the board that if you are going to think about voting favorably on this in the future, you have every right to ask for plantings per 310 CMR 10.58 parentheses 5 parentheses A. I'm not certain if we have a snow storage plan yet. If not, we do need to have that. I think there was some questions at other meetings and at the site visit about the dumpster being located farther away from the resource area, and if not, a trash management plan needs to be provided to the commission for approval. And then just some things like they still don't even have any, like if we were going to approve this, they still don't have any of the granite markers that you guys typically require. I mean, you made the woman for the shed and the gazebo put some markers in, and she's just buffer zone. She's not even riverfront. That's riverfront's resource. So just those things, like we really should, if they truly want this and this is going forward, we should be getting some sort of a riverfront enhancement plan. And we got to get the dumpster and the charging stations out of the riverfront. That's all.
Good points, Lucia.
I move to continue the hearing till June 10th.
Second.
Have to close the public meeting first?
No.
No, no. No.
No.
Okay,
If you close Leslie, they can't speak ever again. Like it's done.
Okay.
Done.
all right, excuse me.
No. I got it.
Okay, so a motion to continue to the June 10th meeting was made by Arthur, seconded by Bruce. Roll call, Vivaldi.
Yes.
Green,
No.
Comac,
Yes.
Athos,
Yes.
Cassidy,
No.
Harrop,
Yes.
and Quartermunch.
Is
Leslie?
Am I muted? I said no.
Okay, so it does pass similar 4-3. The 3 no votes are Green, Cassidy, and Quartermunch. I got that correct, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yep.
So, again, if you're in the audience, please attend the June 10th meeting.
This matter is continuing until the June 10th meeting. Thank you very much. Moving on to the fourth item on the agenda. The next item on the agenda is, excuse me, a continued public hearing on a notice of intent submitted by Robert Marini for Lopez Alvarez Perez. The proposed project involves landscape and recreational improvements, retaining wall construction to expand yard, in-ground pool, and stormwater features. Property is known as 90 Winona Street, map 45, lot 26. And the first meeting on this application was January 14th, 2026.
I don't know if the consultant or anyone is in the audience for this, please raise your hand. I'm not seeing anyone, so I would suggest, I mean, I gave them a copy of the agenda. I can't really, do much more than that. It's their responsibility to show up. I did sort of discuss this with DEP, and I mean, without someone formally withdrawing, we really should be continuing it. So I would suggest, I'm looking, I don't see anyone raising their hand. I guess I would suggest another continuance if you guys, I mean, if they don't show up next month,
This is,
I don't know, you guys, I think they need to request a withdrawal. I'm not certain. I can find out though between now and the next meeting. Again, still no one is raising their hand, so I'm certainly not going to present the project for them.
In that case, motion to continue.
second,
All right, so 90 Winona, that motion was made to continue by Jamie, seconded by Leslie. Roll call, Vivaldi.
yes.
Green,
Yes.
Comac,
Yes.
Athos,
Yes.
Cassidy,
Yes.
Harrop,
Yes.
and Quartermunch.
yes,
All right, so that is continued 7-0, and I will try to figure out what's going on.
Thank you, Lucia. Moving on to the next item on the agenda is moving into the next section of certificates of compliance, a continued request for full certificate of compliance as made by William Sparagius and under DEP file 55-934. The project was construction of a single family home. The address is formerly known as 0 Pearl Street and now known as 18 Pearl Street, map 105, lot 85. The order of conditions was issued in February 28th, 2024. First meeting on this compliance was January 8th, 2025.
All right, through the chair, I did receive I received a request from the engineer to withdraw this certificate request, but I did speak with the owner as well, and the owner has requested that you guys continue it at least one more time.
On the basis of what purpose or what reasoning?
He would like to keep it on the agenda so that I mean, I don't really know. I'm assuming he wants to keep it on the agenda so that it stays on our radar.
Okay.
But if I know that you guys have expressed in the past that, you know, if not, if there's no movement, it's been over a year and like a couple months at this point. There is a point. I mean, you guys can either continue it to June, you can continue it to July, you can continue it to whenever you want to. I think the owner just was requesting to keep it on at least one more month. But again, that's up to you guys.
So if we take it off, then he never gets his full certificate of compliance. But what about is he gonna do another thing for all the stuff that just happened?
Well, in order, he's going to need to, someone is going to need to file an amendment or like a new, there has to be a new application because what we saw out there can't stay under the existing order of conditions. So someone would need to file an amendment. And I thought for like the last 3 months, that's the direction we were going in. So I'm not really sure what's going on.
This is the property that has the issue regarding the attorneys and the sale of the house, correct?
Yes, and just for the record, Brian Cassidy has recused himself from this. I just want to say that for the record for Brian. I always forget.
Thank you. I was getting ready to say I just haven't had my moment yet. Thank you.
So yeah, there's a lot going on. I'm looking, I don't see anyone's hand raised. But yes, there is some stuff going on with attorneys. I'm not really privy to what's going on.
Through the chair, this has been going on for over a year, right?
Yes. It's been on our agenda since 1/8/2025.
Right. And they've from at the last meeting, or the last time it was up on my radar, it was resolved. They have regraded it, correct?
Well,
I'm not clear as to what the last they told us that was resolved and that they were working it out. So I guess maybe Brian knows better, but I think we should just give him, let's not just give him 1 month. Let's give him 2 months and then that's it.
there's like a whole separate issue going on though, like apart from this. Lucia, can I say something about it or no?
You can say it's America. You can say whatever.
The owner filled it in himself because he went to the building department. They were like, sure, go ahead. And so he filled in a lot of it. And then what ended up happening is there was this like where this granite markers were is like this huge drop, and he wants to fill that in. He wants to put a perforated pipe in the like do not disturb zone and run it, I guess now under his giant thing of fill and discharging, or not, I guess not discharging if it's in hopes it would not discharge into the neighbors down the hill and it would percolate instead into the ground. But and then he wants to fill in the protected wetlands so his nieces don't fall in and hurt themselves. So he's got to come back with a bunch of with a
So he did the work with no authorization?
yeah, like he was supposed to go through Lucia, but the building department didn't say that he had to, so he just did it. It's massive. It doesn't look anything like the pictures that we saw originally.
My God.
It's, and so now, because he did that, that like, that do not disturb zone, it fills up like real high, I guess, with water, like, like, I don't know, 12 feet high with water or something, you know, like, it's a disaster.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, through the chair. So no fill was in any wetlands. It was all buffer zone alteration. Um,
The whole house is in a buffer zone.
Yep, the whole house, everything. Well, there is some parts where he did do work that were not in our buffer zone, way in the back where I wanted the house originally, way in the back, down a long driveway. But anyway, so I believe the reason why he called the building department, oh, I think he actually had one of the building inspectors come out there, and I am working internally with the building department about this. Where they're trying. It's it's hard for them because they're getting pulled in a million directions. So I don't want to throw the inspectors under the bus. They're super helpful to me all the time. But yes, sometimes they do, they're learning now and they're trying to say, you don't need a building permit, but you got to check with, health department or Lucia, or you got to make sure like we're not the only department you need permits. So we're working on that. But it was buffer zone alteration, and the way I understand why he wanted to put the fill in there is because the way once the project got done, they were supposed to put a wall in along the driveway. They never put the wall in, probably because a wall's like 20 grand. So they, decided to save money on that. I think they were supposed to do something to the stone, like the outcropping right there. They cannot get grass to grow on that. It's been over a year. There's like some fabric on it with some like sparse grass coming out of it. Nothing's taken. So what I believe is happening is the rain is coming down. It's coming onto his driveway where there was supposed to be a wall to intercept the water and push it toward the wetlands. Instead, it's coming down, it's coming onto his driveway, it's putting mud on the driveway, mud into the garage, and just like a mess in the backyard. So I think he thought that bringing the fill in was going to help, which I guess it helped sort of, but it's also kind of bumpy, and I don't know. It's you got to go out there to understand it. But
Oh my God.
certainly he needs a notice of intent, or he needs an amendment for everything he did, and to do what Amanda said he wants to do, something about a perforated pipe, which I don't know how that's going to work.
So Lucia, I'm not really as clear as, so he got a partial certificate.
No, there's never been a certificate ever.
So there's no certificate, but he's living there.
Yep.
So he obviously has an occupancy permit, but is Williams Garages out of this now since he did it himself?
I mean, I really don't know. The Williams and Sprague just sent an email yesterday asking for the certificate of compliance to be withdrawn. The homeowner read the letter, called me, and said, can you please ask them to give me 1 more month and then you can withdraw. If I don't show up at the June meeting, you can withdraw it. I mean, I don't know if at the June meeting he's going to say the same thing. I don't know. I wish I did.
But I'm not clear. So what happens? He doesn't have a certificate of compliance. So basically, 20 years from now, we'll all be gone.
Yep, and
Try to
it'll
sell
be
a house, and they'll
yep,
say you don't have a certificate of compliance, and then they'll say, "Well, it's 20 years. Just give it to him."
Yep, probably. That's why I think he wants it to stay on he wants it to stay on the agenda. It's the developer who wants us to take it off.
Yeah.
Of course.
So I mean, I would suggest keeping it on because.
Yeah, but at this point, the developer is kind of out of it. He did work that wasn't authorized. The homeowner did.
Well, I mean, and the developer also didn't do work according to the plans. He never built the wall. And Mike Rizzo said this in many meetings. If the wall was constructed, he doesn't believe, and Mike's an engineer, obviously, he doesn't believe that there would have been as many issues with the site if they constructed the wall there. So the developer didn't construct it.
I see, I see.
Yeah,
So there
How could-
was supposed to be a wall.
Through the chair, how can we issue an order of compliance if they're not in compliance?
We can't.
Right.
And
we-
Leslie, I'm telling you, if you saw this, so now it's like the homeowner just took it upon himself because he was frustrated that DiBiase is like, oh, not my problem, and Williams and Sparages is like, not my problem. So he did this, but now he's created an issue where he has to come back before us to try to mitigate the problem. And like Lucia said, that's still all coming down that hillside. You know, nothing's holding that thing back. You know, Bruce, that what there's no vegetation that's going to hold that back.
I'd like to make a motion to continue.
Second,
All right, that motion to continue was made by Arthur, seconded by Bruce. Roll call, Vivaldi,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Promac,
yes.
Athos,
Yes.
Cassidy.
No,
Oh,
I
Cassidy.
can't,
sorry,
I can't,
Cassidy-
I can't vote on this.
I'm so sorry. Cassidy has recused himself. I said that earlier. Hair up
Yes.
in Quartermach.
Yes.
All right, so the item passes 6-0 with Cassidy recusing himself. So that's June 10th, and then I guess we go from there.
Okay, so I can move on to the next enforcement order. A continued enforcement order issued to Daniel Botello and Jocelyn Alves Consalves for the following activities: bringing in 9 to 10 dump trucks of fill, placing in the bordering vegetated wetlands approximately 2 to 4,000 square feet of altered wetlands, grade changes, and removing living trees and vegetation without a permit from the Peabody Conservation Commission. The address is a 26 Trask Road and map 61 lot 13 Peabody.
Okay,
That's pretty significant.
Yep, through the chair. I did just get an email from Nicole from LEC. She is here, but it sounds like she's also in another meeting. So if I don't see her raising her hand, I believe she is asking, she said, if I'm unavailable when 26 Trask is called, please move me to the bottom of the agenda. So I see her in the audience. She's not raising her hand. So I would suggest moving on to the next item.
Okay, we can take it up when at the end, I guess, supposedly.
Take it up after if I'm assuming she'll raise her hand. I'm just going to email her and
Okay.
tell her to raise her hand when she's ready. But yes, I would
Okay.
move on to the next item, please.
I will, yep, a continued enforcement. So this is number 7 on the Peabody agenda for this evening. A continued enforcement order issued to Haven Circle Cooperative Corps for the following activities: grading of land, possible fill and grade changes per the Jersey barriers noted on site, and creating a stone dust parking surface area without filing a notice of intent application. The property is known as 33 Pine Street, map 34, lot 19, Peabody. Is the representative here?
Yep, I don't think they want to be promoted to a panelist, so I'm gonna allow them to speak. And there should be some pictures on the OneDrive. Hopefully I put them on there.
I think I just see one picture.
Yeah, that's it, just one.
Okay.
I have been trying to unmute Sue McGurk. I believe she is with the co-op.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Any questions about that picture?
Is there any way to share the picture? onto the screen?
Yep, give me a couple of minutes. It takes me a little bit of time.
Okay, I believe that picture though is a little spotty in areas, but as of today, it's really grown in a lot. It's, I would say, anywhere between 90%.
Yeah, through the chair, I went by there today just because I drove by, not to look at it. It is grown in much more than that picture.
Yeah.
You guys can see that, right?
Yeah, I
Yes.
can. Yeah, there are a few spots in there, but they'll eventually grow in, which I think they have actually.
So this was another instance of just taking it, your actions without inquiring what needs to be done before you take action?
No, we were told to do this
Oh,
in the last meeting.
no, but what the original fill, this was but it all resulted because of the enforcement order. The property
right.
owner took action without inquiring any kind of permitting first.
Right.
And what is the intent here? Just for this, just to expand your grass area?
Yes.
Looks good.
Well,
Thanks.
Through the chair, Mike, this was the area that on Pine Street, they try to construct a parking lot.
yeah.
And then so we shut them down. So they removed the fill and they put it back to basically grass.
Oh. I don't remember the parking lot.
Well,
Yes,
it was never got to be asphalt. It was just dense grade. But they did it without asking, and then again, I don't know who informed them that it was it was in the wetland buffer, I believe.
I believe some people had come by and seen the finished work that we had done and reported it, and this is what happened.
Right.
Yeah, I was actually on a site visit with Mass DEP, a few city officials. We were scouting the bikeway that's underway this year.
Yep.
And that was when we saw this happen. And the co-op has been very easy to work with. They immediately were responsive and they wanted to do the right thing. At first they tried to file a notice of intent. They ran into some issues with the consultant that they hired, and then this was the easy fix. I believe you guys continued this like 6 months ago, and you basically told them, come back if you can prove to us that the grass is growing, we'll issue a withdrawal of the enforcement order. I
Right.
mean, if you want me to pull up some of the older pictures, Mike Vivaldi, just to refresh your memory of I can stop my screen and pull it up to remind you of what it used to look like. So would you like that?
Thank you, Lucia. But that's I can kind of picture it, envision it myself. Now seeing this picture you have in front of us.
Yeah, there was Phil, they brought in like I don't know, not Jersey barriers. They look like Jersey barriers. It was something to hold Phil back. And I believe that's all been Bruce, when you were out there was no barriers holding anything. I believe they removed all the fill.
Yes, we did.
They just had bin block. Yeah, they
Yeah,
bought
bin blocks. There you go.
bin blocks. So, but
What you
it's
see
all
in
been
this
removed.
picture-
I just saw grass when I drove by today. Again, I wasn't going to inspect it. I just happened to be driving that way.
Right.
So-
What you see in that picture now is what's around the grassy area.
So at this point in time, we can withdraw the enforcement order,
I think we can, but that's up to Lucia.
right?
No, that's up to you guys. If
It's
you
up to the
guys
commission.
if you guys feel good about it, I certainly would support that if you guys wanted to withdraw this.
I mean, they've tried to do the right thing with no money. That's basically what
Yeah.
they did. They pulled
Yeah, I
a
mean,
rug out.
eventually, I think this area, succession will happen with, some species are just going to start growing in there. I don't think it's going to remain grass for that long.
Bittersweet.
We'll be keeping it up.
Uh,
Do
I'd
we
like to
want
make
them
a
to keep it
motion.
up though?
No, I like to make an emotion, make a motion to withdraw the enforcement order.
I'll second that.
Okay, that motion to withdraw the enforcement order was made by Amanda, seconded by Comac. Roll call. Vivaldi,
Do I have to go first?
Yes.
it's the way I have you guys all in order of you're
I'm
the chairman tonight.
I'm
Amanda's
still, I'm
technically
still,
the
I'm
vice
still,
chair. That's how I do it. Sometimes I do alphabetical too. It's the way it's written down. So yes, Vivaldi.
I thought it whoever was the oldest.
yes, I'm trying to, yes.
Green,
Yes.
Comac,
Yes.
Athos,
Yes.
Cassidy,
Yes.
Harrop,
Yes.
and Quartermont.
Yes.
All right, the item is withdrawn 7-0. You are free, Sue.
All right, great. Thank you very much. Is that
Okay,
it?
moving
Okay.
on.
Yep,
All right, thanks, guys.
I did just through the chair, Michael Vivaldi, I did just get Nicole of LEC, Nicole Ferrara of LEC for 26 Trask is in the audience. If you want to take that next.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yep, sure. So if was it Nicole you said is from LEC? If you
Yep,
you
I'm
would
promoting her
promote her.
if you want to read it again.
Read it again. Okay, sure. A continued enforcement order issued to Daniel Botello and Jocelyn Alves Gonsalves for the activities of bringing in 9 to 10 dump trucks of fill and placing in bordering vegetated wetlands, grading changes significantly, removing trees and vegetation without a permit from the commission, Peabody Conservation Commission. The address is known as 26 Trask Road, map 61, lot 13.
Hi, good evening, commission members. Nicole Ferrara from LEC. Appreciate your patience. I was in another public hearing tonight. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Can everyone see this okay?
Yeah.
Great. So just here to give the commission an update and to discuss some items. We did submit a memo to the commission to provide some documentation and evaluation of the fill removal activities and site characteristics. First, as an update, the fill has been removed and disposed of. The area has been seeded and then stabilized with an erosion control blanket. As we discussed at the last hearing, a different soil layer was encountered along the western side of the fill pile, and the underlying material differed in texture and color from the recently placed fill that was removed. The owner, indicated that the older material was in place before he purchased the house in 2020. We did evaluate the LiDAR and some historic Google images to see if we can confirm this material existed prior to the 2025 work or not. And I'd like to, discuss with the commission, see, if you agree with our interpretation and our evaluation. So we evaluated the 2018 and 2022 aerials. This one's the 2018, the Google Earth aerial, showing the site in pre-disturbance conditions. So this was like before the homeowner placed fill in the buffer zone in the wetland, presumably. And this red polygon depicts that transitional area between where it was clearly, recent fill versus the historic fill. And that's where that, composition of the soil changed. This is also further supported by the LiDAR data I'll zoom in a little bit. It's a little hard to see, but you can kind of see how the area outlined in red is higher in elevation than the surrounding area. And this kind of supports the idea that the historic fill was in place prior to purchasing the property in 2020, because this was from 2021. But wanted to see if the commission had any other thoughts or interpretations of these. I guess regardless of the, timeline that the material was placed, ultimately, this is in the buffer zone, and I think the owners would like to request that, the soil that's there now and how it's graded remain as is, but definitely happy to chat further.
Mike, you're muted.
Yeah, sorry. Nicole, you started your presentation by explaining that the fill was removed, but then if I'm, correct me if I'm wrong, I thought you just said you wanted, the applicant would like to continue to keep what's there. Like,
Yes, great question. To clarify, the applicant would like to keep any, historically encountered material, whether that was from the construction of the house, there, in place.
okay, so going back more years than just this last few months.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm in support of that.
I'm in support of that also.
And will the applicant be filing an application? They still want to do what they're proposing? What was the original intent of the fill? But just to expand their living space or usable?
Correct. Yep. It was for lawn space, but their new proposal, it's just going to be a fence in the backyard and after the fact approval, potentially, of a pergola structure if it's within the buffer zone. They have the surveyor out. He was out there last Friday. I think he needs to make one more trip out there to get some topo, and they're working on the site plan to have that over as soon as possible to the commission. But a new filing will be done for any, additional work or after the fact work, certainly.
Yep, through the chair, Mike Vivaldi, I copied you on some of the emails of some near maps I found. I'm not trying to like throw mud and start anything, but it's questionable. It looks like there was alterations. The near map that I was looking at showed that alterations could have happened after he purchased the property in 2020. It looks like a much larger tree canopy. So if any, there's definitely trees removed in buffer zone. But again, I think that what LEC did here is very close to amazing. I'm surprised that kudos to Nicole and her team for getting out there and for the homeowner for hiring them so fast. I am really impressed that the fill is out of the BVW. It's out of it and it is starting to get vegetated again. But as someone just said, I can't remember who, anything that they're planning to do, there should be after the fact filings 100%.
Thank you for that, Lucia. I did speak to the homeowner after you sent over that near map photo just to inquire. He recalled placing a layer of some stone dust material in the backyard by the shed. So that's potentially what could be on the on that 2024 near map is the stone dust, like showing a transition from leaf litter and ground and things like that to that material. He unfortunately couldn't make it to the hearing tonight.
What's the thoughts of the commission?
Uh,
Did you see what Lucia means? Because there was also some building that was done next to the pool, it looks like. And trees came down around that time after it was purchased.
Lucia, through the chair, Lucia, do they have other issues with the city?
Oh, yes. Yes, we're waiting on a survey plan, so I would definitely suggest continuing this because the lot is small. I'm not certain that they have enough room for all of the accessory structures on their lot. The building department was out there with me as well as the health inspector. I think he might have been there as a building department though. Anyway, we all met Nicole out on the property, and I think there was a little bit of discussion of possibly like cutting one of the buildings down or something. I don't know, cutting 10 feet off of it or something, but that's all to be determined until we get the survey plan.
Well, then
And
I think we should just continue this.
yeah, definitely. I think Nicole is asking tonight though. I did see a hand raised, but it is no longer up. So I'm not sure if you guys are taking any testimony from the public. I think a hand was raised again. Yes, a hand is raised. But before we go to that, that's if you guys want to allow them to speak. I think Nicole is asking. She found when they removed the fill on the bordering vegetated wetland, they found a layer of historic fill. So right now they believe that they're at the stopping point of what LEC feels is correct. But the question is, they hit that other layer. So that's what I was looking up some near maps, trying to see when I thought that, it could have been after 2020 when they purchased the house. Because right now the onus is on the property owner to prove to us that you didn't do it. So it's up to you guys if you believe they've proved it. If you want me to share the near map for next meeting, I
Can
can.
you remind me what that terminology is? I'm lost. I don't recall what that is referring to.
Near map?
Correct.
Oh, it's this incredible website, and you put in an address, and you can go back 10 it depends like where, like if they took pictures, but they take pictures like every 4 months or something like that, so you can actually go and see the changes in the property.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. It's expensive, but it's worth every penny. We share it with the assessors and the building department. So if people, like, pretty much people can't lie to you. They
Right.
like, and again, I'm not trying to throw mud, but my opinion, it's just my opinion. It looked like there was definitely alteration after 2020 when they bought the lot. You can see a fence, and then you can see the tree canopy being removed slowly by slowly. I do believe there's a hand raised. I think it's a neighbor. They might know better, because they live in the neighborhood. I don't know if you want to open it to members of the public.
I guess we should, but Lucia, through the chair, here's my question. If we're gonna continue this anyway, I understand we should listen to the public, but can you get us, I don't know, go back 7 years of the near maps every 4 months so we can see the progression ourselves?
Yep, I already did some of that earlier today. I did copy Mike on an email,
Yep.
but I'm assuming he probably didn't see it, but I can,
No, I
yeah, I
did. I
can put
just
that
didn't
in.
study it.
What?
I did see it. I just didn't take it, study it so to understand it complete understanding.
Oh God, yeah, I get it, because I'm like entrenched in this every day, and then I'm sending you guys, emails, and I get it. So next, if we continue it, I mean, we probably definitely should continue it, because I don't know what the other option would be, because we have to wait for the grass to grow in anyway, or not grass, vegetation to grow in, because that's BBW. So I think we got to get the seed down, right, Nicole? Is that like, you're here, you guys got rid of the soil, you got the mat down, you got to figure out, are we putting a seed mix down? Correct?
Yeah, we actually the seed mix was applied just to kickstart that soil stabilization process over the area that was, determined to be where the fill was removed.
And it is like a wetland seed mix, correct?
Yes, yep, it's spec for part shade because there's some, shade in the area, and then fact wet seed mix.
So Lucia, through the chair, I know I'd like to see this continued, but I also want to just make a statement that, and I don't remember his name, but the gentleman on Gooddale Street who filled his backyard, and we had him remove a lot of stuff out of there. It wasn't his property. If we're gonna let him leave, if we were gonna let him leave some fill on the site, and I just don't think it's fair to make one resident remove what they consider to be historical fill, and then again, the guy on Gooddale Street was more than transparent. He said, I filled it. So again, I don't know. I don't know if LEC says, look, we're down to some historical fill and it's not affecting the wetland. I don't know. I don't know what to do at that point, but we're going to continue it anyway. But I just wanted to bring that up. We should treat everybody fairly and the same, depending on, so that's all. That's where I'm at.
Yep, through the chair, we did make him file an after the fact filing, and I believe that I think it ended up getting withdrawn though. But anyway, I would say, Nicole, he is gonna want to like put a fence back up and stuff like that, so he understands all of that needs to be in some sort of filing, correct?
Yes, yep, he knows that there's going to be a separate process for that.
So Lucia, you're essentially, you brought this up about this map for the purpose of us doing what?
To demonstrate that so the LEC removed the fill that the property owner just placed in there as part of the description of on the agenda. But then they got down to another layer of older fill that the LEC believes is not affecting the wetlands. So they're asking for permission to leave it there versus going ahead and removing it again, removing that additional fill.
Get all that.
Yeah.
Get
Okay.
Like
so-
the motion to continue.
Second.
All right, there was a hand raised. Did we not want to allow public to speak?
No, let him speak. Sorry.
All right. Where'd they go? You should be able to speak.
Good evening. My name is Margaret Waugh. I live at 24 Trask Road. I just wanted to get some clarification because I'm like I'm listening to this. And I just want to make sure that I'm understanding everything correctly. So the only area that we're really talking about is the area that was filled with. We're not talking about the area that's next to the gazebo. Like that's all on hold. We're not discussing no decision has been made about that area yet until the survey and everything else has been completed.
Lucia, could you answer? I think the resident is correct, but I'm not 100% certain.
Yep. So I believe the whole reason of the survey plan is number one, so the building department can see if the structures are in compliance, and if not, they're going to need to go to zoning board of appeals. Number two, if those structures are in our buffer zone, they need to file an after the fact notice of intent or RDA application or something.
All right. And then where is like the buffer zone, and is that where the gravel is and things like that? Because so the gravel that was at that where the driveway is that goes all the way to the back where the boats and the cars were all being stored. All that work was done by the current owner, because before there was a fence that was right up against that two-door shed that's on the property. And then next to that was all vegetation and trees and things like that. So all that did come down with this current owner. So I just want to, put that on the record.
Nicole, could you give a response to the resident, Margaret?
Yeah, sure. So the buffer zone location, the exact location, I think is gonna be clear once the survey plan comes back. I'm assuming that a portion of that, gravel driveway area, may be outside of the 100-foot buffer zone, but any portion that's within that 100-foot buffer zone would certainly be included in the after the fact permit. The homeowner did indicate he put some stone dust, aka like a small like gravel material to the on the eastern side of the house to create that driveway. So yes, certainly if that's in the buffer zone, that'll be included.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
So through the chair, I just put since we're talking and I had time, here's near map. So this is what it looks like in 2019. And like, it's just like the most fabulous. So what the woman with Margaret was just talking about was, see, this is grass right here and there's a tree. And look, all these trees. This is what I'm talking about. So this was in 2019. Again, I'm not 100% certain if this is in our buffer. This is where the wetlands are, or where the wetlands were that were buried with fill. And again, LEC has since removed that. So then we just keep going like this. You see 2019, that tree's still there. It's still there, but no canopy. And we just keep going. And then now you see right here, this is where this is still looks like grass to me.
Yep.
That's March 9th, 2020. And then July 18th, 2020, there's now a curb cut. Tree's still there. Keep going, and you can see again, tree, all these trees. I don't see any structures back here. And then, so this is how near map is. And as she was saying, you can see them. This is separate. Obviously, that's like the health department and or the building department or someone else. Like, it's not our responsibility what people are parking on their property. Certainly, if it was in the buffer zone, we have jurisdiction. And this is where you start to see there's a fence. I don't know if you can see, there was a fence, like a linear fence right here. When the tree, and again, trees. There's no trees, like barely any there now. When I get to one where, just if you see something you want me to stop, I'm just gonna go until I get to, like, so here you go. You can see the fence right here. And again, this is where the fill was. So this is in 2022, and there is structures back here now. So it seems like those structures have been put in even more recently than I thought. And again, I don't know if they have permits for that. And so this is just what near map is. It's basically helpful to you get the truth. There's something going on back here now in 2023. And then now you can start to see in 2023, you see whatever this is popping up and this. And then we just keep still some trees, a very good healthy canopy. Looks like some action might have been taking place in the buffer zone though. So this is where in 2024, it looks like this is where they're really starting to get in there. So April 10th, 2024. And again, I thought there was, so there's this structure, which I think might have an old historic permit. I'm uncertain. But then I believe there's like a very large gazebo right back here. And I don't think the pool's there anymore, but I'm not sure. I didn't go on that side of the property. And then again, as we keep going, you can see the trees are still there, so that's good. And this was, now there's a fence going this way, some stuff there. Still some good canopy.
Looks like pavement too.
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah, there's some sort of like rock. Yeah, so here you can see it again. I'm not certain if this is in our buffer zone. When I first came out on the site as I was driving away, I was like, "Oh, is that a driveway in the buffer zone?" And honestly, when I wrote the enforcement order for that moment, I was hyper focused on this area because that's the actual wetland, and I just wanted to make sure, take care of that first, and then everything else we can deal with as we go. I just thought that that was the most important. So I hope that helped.
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Yeah, that was great, Lucia. Thanks for those.
So do you guys want to continue it?
Yes.
It's gotta get continued anyway, and hopefully next month we'll have the survey and I'll have some information from the building department to give you guys.
Motion to continue.
Second, is there a second?
Second.
All right, that motion to continue was made by Jamie, seconded by Bruce. Roll call. Vivaldi,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Comac,
Yes.
Ethos,
Yes.
Cassidy,
Yes.
Harrop,
Yes.
and Portamont.
Yes.
All right, so that item is continued to June 7-0.
Great. Thanks, Commission members. Have a good evening.
You too. Thank you.
Moving on to the third enforcement order, a continued enforcement order issued to the Salem Country Club for removal of removal of trees, grinding and grubbing stumps in the buffer zone or in close proximity to the jurisdictional resource areas, and depositing wood chips in the buffer zones and along local riverfront wood areas. The property address is 133 Forest Street, Peabody, and it's been happening for 4 years. 4 years.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yes.
It's Barry Fogel on behalf of Salem Country Club, and I see my dapper client, Bill Rocco, here tonight. So we're visiting back. We filed our annual report back in November and then got some comment from the peer reviewer. We agreed at that time to kick it over to this time of year and then use this main meeting to schedule a site visit for any or all of you to come look and check on the status. I've had some communication with Lucia about the status of the peer review account, which is near complete in terms of funding. And so one of the concepts that we want to present to you is the possibility of maybe bringing to an end the role of the peer reviewer. Their work was instrumental in just commenting on the restoration plan and so forth, but we're now several years into the status of the restoration plan and the regrowth of the understory. So our thinking is maybe just move along with our environmental consultant, Greg Hockmuth from Epsilon Associates, doing the inspections and reporting, and being there for a site visit with, again, any or all of you, and Lucia, if you'd like, in June to take a look at the leafed out regrowth and check the status of it. Unless, as I saw on a couple items ago, you want to terminate the enforcement order, we'd be happy with that as well.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Keep it
Um,
another year, Barry.
Yeah, no, I understand. So, you know, Bill has the course, the best times are a Monday morning. Mondays are days when they don't have golfers on the course until later in the day, afternoon time. So if we wanted to schedule something for, I think, Bill, had we talked about June 15th being a good day for you? I think you said that was probably.
Yeah, I mean, the Monday is going forward. Golf tees off around 1, 12:30 or 1, depending on the outing.
So we were shooting for June 15th. But again, wanted to present that concept of, you know, whether our view is that we don't think that there's a particular value or role any longer for the peer review. You all seem to be familiar with what's going on. Lucia is very familiar with what's going on. And again, we have a very qualified and reputable consultant involved in doing the reports and the evaluation. So that's why we're here tonight.
I'd be open to going on a site visit, and you know, all you just said is good with me. I just request that it would be afternoon time.
Yeah, we'd have golfers on the golf course. Makes it more difficult to move around and to jump from spot to spot. So we're kind of constrained. It's peak golf season now, and it would create quite a hardship for Bill and to try to get people. It depends on how many people come out too. That's the other thing. I guess if it's a smaller group, we might be able to. And I think rather quickly you'll get a flavor for how it looks and how well restored it is, and so you might pull a Commissioner Comack and say, I've seen enough after short order, and you know, head back to wherever else you want to get to. But if that doesn't work for a number of the members, I mean, we'd like to accommodate you, Amanda. So, you know, Bill, if there's a way to do that, I suppose we could.
Or
Yeah, I mean, it would just present itself as rushed and hazard. I mean, you know, being on a golf course when it's busy, it's not the funnest thing in the world.
Yeah, man, it does. If there's any chance you could do a Monday morning, that we could probably look for another one, but it does make it easier to spend time and to kind of move back and forth from spot to spot.
I work on a golf course. I know.
Yeah.
I just happen to have something in the early morning on June 15th.
So I guess, I mean, if the 22nd works. Bill, you have anything specific going on other than the same thing? So if the 22nd work for you, Amanda?
We have an outing every Monday in June.
Right, but starting at noon though, right?
So yeah, it's all the same. So
yep.
Unless
you know,
something
the
crazy happens.
8th, the 15th, the 22nd, all that stuff.
Is the 22nd okay?
Yes.
For you? Any other folks?
I had a question regarding when I was last out there, I think it was this time last year that you were contemplating and asking for permission to cut some of the dead trees that were there, and also some also those stumps that were left they've grown even more. The roots of the how do you refer to those the seedlings, or not quite seedlings, but
Oh, the sprouting stumps. Yeah, those have been right. We actually, if you remember in the report, that a significant number of those were actually identified, managed, tagged, and GPSed. So they were added to the figures into the plan. And the peer review consultant commented that with that significant number, I forget if it was 49 or 60, it was in that range. you know, would be counted as part of the restoration and offset any of the trees that had died after the planting. So yeah, those are all still thriving, and there are more. That's what you'd see. You'd see even more sprouting and other natural regrowth in the understory. So it's pretty thickly vegetated.
Sure it is.
Yeah.
I'd be open, I'd request to make a visit to the property as well.
So why don't we set it for 8:30 on June 22nd? Lucia, are you interested in coming, and does that work for you?
Yep, I looked. I'm wide open every Monday in
good.
June for now.
All right.
But I
So-
have it written down, and if that's the time, we're gonna say June 22nd, 8:30 in the morning, and we're gonna meet at the maintenance garages per usual.
Right. Yeah.
And so the
Which is-
report is if I look at the November annual report, that's the one it's 6 months old now, but that's the latest we have, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
And through the chair, Attorney Fogel, would Greg be at that site visit as well to tell us
Yeah.
all that? All right.
Yeah.
Mike Rizzo might attend. He's not here tonight, so he might attend as well on that June meeting.
We'd love to have him out there. I'm not sure if Chairman Rizzo has been out since March of 2022. So he'll be, I think, pleasantly surprised by what he sees.
You can say shocked.
Does anything shock him?
Not much.
Yeah, right.
Attorney Fogel, do you mind either tonight or tomorrow morning just sending me an email saying June 22nd, 8:30 a.m. site visit? Please let us know how many people so we can have the little carts ready.
Yeah.
And then that way I can send it out to the commission, and I can try to get you guys a tally of how many people are coming so you can be prepared. I'm definitely planning to be there. And
Good.
do we want to continue this to June, or do we want to continue this to July then? I don't feel like there's really anything to say in June that we already said we can say everything. It's an enforcement order, so it's not like we're going to be violating any public meeting, open meeting law with a discussion, I don't think, Barry.
Right.
It's enforcement. It's not a notice of intent or anything. So
Is your meeting in July the 8th or the 15th?
no, our meeting in July is the last Wednesday of
Oh.
whatever. I'm pretty sure it's like the last Wednesday of the month because we don't meet in August.
No August meeting, right?
Oh, so it's the 29th?
Yeah, or continue it to September meeting. It's up to the board or you guys, whatever. I just don't think there's going to be. We're going to have some pretty heavy meetings the next few meetings, I think, with the items earlier. I know June's definitely going to be busy.
Yeah, and
so I know you
and
guys
I
love
bet
staying until midnight, but
Yeah, no. If you guys still want to do that, if you're having one meeting in July at the end and they're not doing August, let's do September. Let's put it on for. That's what I think makes sense. What's your date in September?
I have to double check.
Yeah, it's on your calendar.
I know,
But yeah,
I mean, what is the board? How does the board okay with that? Continue it to the September hearing.
Yes.
I think that makes sense.
I'm gonna double check right now. I did have to change it because I'm actually gonna be out of state later in September, but hold on a second.
while you're checking that, Lucia, just for the commissioners, we also just want to report, and Lucia's aware of this, we planted the 42 trees that were required to be planted in regard to the separate order of conditions for the work on the number 6 and 7, holes 6 and 7. We had amended and extended that order, and with one additional tree being removed, it went from 40 to 42. So that was a requirement to plant those trees on the property, not necessarily in buffer or wetland. And so we submitted a letter that I'm sure Lucia probably circulated. It showed where we were proposing to plant those. Bill, those went in late last week? Right?
Correct.
Yep. And yeah, we'll be filing a summary of that work having been done, but that got done just last week.
Through the chair, I don't think I actually sent it to you guys, just because it's for an open order of conditions, correct? Nothing to do with the enforcement.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
but
so I
just-
would have just put it in the file,
Oh.
and then when the time comes for the certificate of compliance, I'll be pulling that out to make, to confirm that you guys have been doing everything that you said.
Okay.
The next meeting is September 9th.
All right. September 9th. All right. So I just, while you were doing that, I texted Greg Hockmuth about the 22nd and he confirmed his availability. So that date will work for everybody.
Thank you, Barry.
Yeah. Can I just to confirm, so you guys, it probably is worth confirming. I don't think it needs a vote or anything, but is the commission comfortable with sort of moving on this process without any further peer review? I'm not sure that, I think we're in a good spot where the budget's tapped out and sort of this thing is in sort of a status mode, so.
Could we wait until
Yeah, I
September?
think- Through the chair, I think we should have that one more site visit. And then-
I agree, and then make a decision.
Oh, see
and
what
make-
you see in next month and then you got you. Yep,
Yes.
that's fine. Yeah. But my point is, I don't think we need to have DeRosa on the site for this visit in June.
I don't know. I think that's probably fine.
Yeah. Okay, good.
I would think so. I think so too.
All right, well, we'll let you get to your next item if there's no other questions.
We'll see you in June.
All right, enjoy the spring weather, folks. Finally here.
All right, do you
Thank
guys want to
you.
make that motion to continue to the September? I don't think I heard a motion
No,
to continue to
no.
the September meeting.
Definitely not.
Motion to continue to September, please.
September 9th.
Second,
All right, so the motion to continue to September 9th was made by Jamie, seconded by Arthur. Roll call Vivaldi,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Tomac,
Yes.
Gathis,
yes.
Cassidy,
Yes.
Arup,
Yes.
and Quartermuch.
Yes.
All right, so we just continue to our September meeting 7-0, and we are going to have a site visit June 22nd at 8:30 in the morning, meeting at the maintenance garages. Barry, if you could send an email tonight or tomorrow morning, and then I will get a head count and put you in my calendar.
Sounds good. All right. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good night, Barry. Good night. So moving on to the next item on the agenda is the minor permits. No, I'm
Yep.
sorry, enforcement order. Pierpont. Right, Lucia? An enforcement order issued to Elvira
Correct. Yes.
Aparecida Ferreira dos Santos for the following: construction of parking space within a riverfront and local buffer to the FEMA floodplain. The property address is 31 Pierpont Street, Unit 4, Peabody, Mass. No map and parcel, or just? I forgot.
Oh, I must have forgot. I actually don't think they're in the audience. If you are in the audience, please raise your hand. I don't think they're here. I will have to relook at my enforcement order and Yeah, I'm surprised they're not here. They told me they'd be here. But if you guys want to just continue this, it's getting late and there is someone, it's an after the fact minor permit who is here. I think it's next. So you guys do need to vote on a couple more things. I would just continue the enforcement order. All work was stopped. So the river's fine. It's safe. There's no chance that anything's going to get in there. We stopped it and, there's not a driveway there, so that is good. But it would need to be continued and I can figure out why they didn't show up tonight and I can persuade them to start the work, I think, if I can. I forget what my action items were. Maybe I should look.
I'll make a motion. No, can I have a motion to continue for this unit 31 Pierpont Street?
Motion to continue.
Second,
All right, the motion to continue 31 Pierpont Street enforcement order was made by Jamie, seconded by Leslie. Roll call Vivaldi.
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Comac,
Yes.
Athos,
Yes.
Cassidy,
Yes.
Harrop,
Yes.
and Quartermuch.
yes.
All right, so that is continued 7-0.
Moving on to the minor permits. There's a minor permit for 28 Prospect Street after the fact filing for 2 porches that were built. Work is complete and was done without a building and wetlands permit. Is anyone here?
Yep, if that's you in the audience, there's only one person in the audience. I don't see them raising their hand. So this is an after the fact filing. It's for 2 porches, like deck-ish sort of things that were rebuilt. Someone called and I don't know if you guys want to vote on it or if you want him to come to the next meeting. It's I mean,
How does this differ from like say an RDA and after the fact RDA?
well, he built it in kind. So that's why I wanted him to be here to explain to you. It was built in kind. It was like a replacement of what was there. So there wasn't. Yeah, I feel like I should. I feel like every item I'm like giving excuses for the people, and I shouldn't be. So I don't know if you don't have to approve it. If they're not here, you don't have to approve it. It can just stay on and he can come to the next meeting. That's what I told him. I said, if you can't figure it out, you can just they either will vote on it and you're all set or they'll continue it. So if you guys want to continue it, I am very much okay with you guys continuing it. Because we have a bunch of stuff to be ratified after this anyway.
Okay.
All right, so if you're in the audience, please raise your hand. Otherwise, this is getting continued to June and you are not getting your permit. All right, I don't see anyone raising their hand. So I don't know if you want to cut. I mean, actually, I don't think you need to continue it. So it can just stay on there because it's technically,
it's on the public hearing.
Yeah, you can continue it if you want to, but I'll just leave it on there. I don't really need to.
Right. So moving on to 88 Winona Street, sonotubes, the 2 to 3 sonotubes and deck were rebuilt. Work was approved by staff on April 10th with conditions.
Move to ratify.
And
All right,
Second,
was made by author, seconded by I believe I heard Jamie, correct?
Yep.
Roll call Vivaldi,
yes.
Green,
Yes.
Comac,
Yes.
Athos,
Yes.
Cassidy,
Yes.
Harrop,
yes.
and Quartermuch.
I'm not sure what this is about, so can I abstain from voting?
Yes.
Sure.
You want
Okay.
to?
You can vote
Yes, I-
present.
Present,
So moving on to the next one, Quail, 9 Quail Road, roof work was approved by staff on April 15th. So can you elaborate? So what their house is in the buffer or and they replaced the roof?
Yeah, so technically, they don't really need to file a permit like this with us, but what we've been doing is, it has been generating some money as well, for work because they could be staging and stockpiling, so that falls under our purview. So we've been, for a while now, we've been doing these minor permits for stuff like this, for like any siding on an existing house or roofing on an existing structure. And then I normally just give them the conditions that staging, stockpiling must be done on the driveway or as far from the resource as practicable. And it's been working out well. People seem to be very happy with it. Otherwise, like back 10 years ago, if someone was doing roofing, we weren't even knowing about it. They were just doing it. Now we have this beautiful software, and it's been enabling me to do these minor permits. So it is generating some money for the city a little bit.
Move to ratify 9 Quail Road.
Second.
All right, that motion was made by Arthur, seconded by Jamie. Roll call Vivaldi.
Yes.
Green.
Yes.
Comac.
Yes.
Gathis.
Yes.
Cassidy.
Yes.
Harrop.
Yes.
And Quartermanch.
Present.
All right, so that passes 6-0 with Leslie voting present.
Moving on to the next one, 321 Lowell Street. Similar idea, roof work and sonotubes. Work was approved by the staff on April 14th with conditions. So the sonotubes, that's two different things though, Lucia. It's roof work and then sonotubes is for like a deck. So
I would need to go and look up exactly.
that's okay. No, you don't have to do that.
It should all be on the OneDrive. Whatever they submitted to me, they're like when they have to submit their scope of work, they have to submit plans. So that should all be on the OneDrive. I don't know. I did this like almost a month ago. I forget.
Okay. It's okay.
I mean, it was 2 sonotubes, so I'm just like, okay, 2 sonotubes. Do you guys really want someone to file an RDA for 2 sonotubes that are going to be dug in like an hour? And then it's going to be over? Like, that's what, it's just like, it's so much red tape for like 2 holes in the ground that are, right next to the house anyway. That's just the way I was looking at it.
Yep. So I would.
It looks like, Mike, that it's 2 footings for like a 4x4 platform in front of the house. I'm sorry, it's handwritten, so it's a little hard to read.
I'm looking at it too, and it's not easy.
Yes, welcome to my world.
That just since Lucia staff has already approved it, just ratify it to confirm that it's reviewed by the commission. I'd say entertain a motion.
To ratify 321 Lowell Street.
Second.
All right. Arthur, Jamie, roll call Vivaldi.
Yes.
Green.
Amanda, you're on mute.
Me?
Green.
Present.
Present. Okay. Comac.
Yes.
Gathis.
Yes.
Cassidy.
Yes.
Harrop.
Yes.
And Quartermanch.
Present.
All right. So 5-2 with Leslie and Amanda voting present.
Or is it not? They didn't deny it. They just. Is it 5-2 or is it 5-0 with 2 abstaining?
Oh, yeah. Yep. 5-0. You're correct. Thank you. I mean, do you guys want me to start making people file RDAs for 2 sonotubes?
Absolutely not.
Thank you. Because that's more work for me.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So moving on, I'm sorry, is it the last one? 9R Sylvan Street at the Polana Steakhouse. Roofing work only, work was approved by the staff on April 24th.
Move to ratify.
Second.
All right, we're Arthur and Jamie seconded. Roll call. Vivaldi,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Comac,
Yes.
Athos. What?
Yes.
Cassidy,
Present.
Harrop,
Yes.
and Quartermont.
Present.
All right, so that passed 5-0 with Cassidy and Quartermont present. Got it.
Can I move on?
Yep, and then the next one, I did end up approving it, because if you want to read it, and then I can tell you how it went down.
So you're referring to 60 Pine Street, right?
Yep. Yes, please.
Why don't you continue? You feel free to, we can
Oh, yeah,
all
sure.
read.
Tree permit request was 60 Pine Street from Kathy and
Yep.
Victor Merchant. The request was for permission to remove one tree on the property, and the paperwork was forthcoming. I believe the paperwork on the OneDrive says that they were planning to complete removal, meaning grinding and grubbing the stump. So the tree actually is leaning toward the sidewalk and the road. So I felt that they were coming anyway, so I did approve it. I hope that's okay with you guys. And they're cutting it and leaving it. The condition, I believe, was it should be on there. If I approved it, it should be on there, but I might not have put it on there. They're gonna leave the stump.
Okay. Just so you know, it's not on there, Lucia. At least not in the minor permit folder.
Okay. Oh, is there a tree folder?
Oh, fair. Hold on.
Well, I don't know if there is.
Hold on.
I mean,
There's a tree request. There is a tree.
I left an
61
entire
Pine
fan
Street.
off.
Tree approval, 61 Pine Street. You're right. There is a tree request. My apologies.
So, and again, if you guys don't feel comfortable with me doing any of these administrative approvals, I do not have to. You guys can vote on all of them the night of the meeting. I just
Absolutely not.
No.
that's the way I felt. We're going until like midnight, 1 o'clock. If we actually had 303 and 309 here,
Yeah,
we would just be getting to these in like a half hour or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was just looking for the paperwork to see it. No, it looks good. Thanks, Lucia.
Well, I would move to approve a tree permit request for 60 Pine Street.
Second.
All right.
Arthur and I made a run down the list. I'm just saying.
Yep, we're going on keeping with it. Arthur and Jamie. Roll call. Vivaldi.
Yes.
Green.
Oh.
Comac.
Yes.
Athos.
Yes.
Cassidy.
Yes.
Harrop.
Yes.
And Quartermont.
Present.
All right, so that passes 5-1 with Amanda voting no and Leslie voting present.
That's right.
Are we moving on to the minutes?
Yes.
I didn't read them, so I don't have knowledge if they're prepared or not.
Looks like March is available. I
It's
had
only
perused
March.
them
I haven't
earlier.
even started April. Sorry.
Don't worry. So we can vote on March 11th, 2026, Concom minutes. Do I hear a motion? Or any edits of first, any revisions?
They looked good to me. Motion to approve March minutes?
Second,
All right, that motion to approve the March minutes was made by Jamie, seconded by Arthur. Roll call, Vivaldi,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Amanda,
Comac,
Yes.
Athos,
yes.
Cassidy,
Yes.
Harrop,
Yes.
and Quartermatch.
Yes.
All right, so the March minutes are approved. Sorry guys, I've just been swamped with enforcement stuff, and you saw that email. There's going to be more enforcement coming. I just don't know when I'm going to have time for it. But I guess we're ready to adjourn.
I had a question regarding, before we adjourn, regarding the, that content, what we discussed a while back regarding, taking like tree permit stuff at 6:30 or I forget, also the time limit on, so we don't go past 10 or 11, whatever we agreed, what we want.
Yeah.
I
Nine?
really didn't want to do all that.
Did Arthur say 9? Is that what I heard?
I don't know. We have an option.
That's one good topic, Arthur. That's only gonna get us.
You know, I was just at the planning board meeting in Salem, and they timed me 3 minutes, and when my 3 minutes was up, they muted me.
Wow.
And
Oh,
I'm an appointed city official in Salem, and I was muted.
Wow.
I'm one of you guys in Salem, and I was muted.
And we took
Jeez.
45, we took 45 minutes for the first discussion of the after the fact filing for the resident.
Yep.
I think it would be okay to start at 6:30 and just do, approvals and business and things, and then start the rest of the meeting at 7.
Yeah, I think we're gonna we should wait till Mike Rizzo, the chairman's here to make.
Yeah, sure.
Just because I think he also thought that as well. But then I think the question was, well, what happens if we don't have anything? And then we're sitting around from 6:30 to 7. Like, I don't know. I guess
When's the last time we had nothing?
I know. Yeah, with the minor permits. So I would say let's try to talk to Mike. Maybe if you guys want to talk to Rizzo about that offline after he, is better. He's still healing. I don't want to talk about his personal stuff on here. But reach out to Rizzo. Say hi to him. But certainly we should talk about that. I want to say let's talk about it at a meeting that we don't have a million things at, but we always seem to have really long meetings.
And we have to, establish a time, does the commission have to take any kind of special actions to create a drop, like a deadline of timeline per the meeting, all meetings end at 11 or something like that?
If I think Mike, you guys already decided on this, that wasn't happening because the way Mike Rizzo felt was that if there's already people in the audience, that's unfair.
Okay. My mistake then, sorry.
I mean, we can certainly, and years ago, and Bruce knows, he's probably the only one who's been on the board that long other than Rizzo, but we've tried to do timed discussions, like 20-minute slots, and it just never will work out with you try to do the time slot and then someone's getting mad or someone feels like they got slighted, and yeah, it's tough with our board.
We could always use like hand signals, like speed it up.
I mean, we can try to limit the public, like tonight. I mean, the people didn't need to. I mean, I think it's good when they say their name and their address for the record. But certainly it was good that all 70 people didn't speak. So that was really good.
Helpful, yeah. All right.
I don't know. You guys talk amongst yourselves, and then you guys let me know, and you guys let me know what you guys are thinking, because it just seems like we're never going to have enough time at a public hearing to discuss this. So you guys tell me. You either call me, send me an email. Email's probably easiest because then I can send it along to the city solicitor, and I can say is what do we need to do this, and he can read it and tell me, and we go from there.
Sounds good.
Like asking for
Well-
like 3 hours, 7 to 10 PM? Like asking too much, or is that not enough time?
I don't think that's enough time. I mean, it- we're lucky that's, well, I guess it's
Sort of
10
like a
now, so,
goal,
yeah.
like something to strive for.
Lucia,
Well,
could you set, oh, I can ask you this tomorrow, never mind.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, absolutely.
That's my motion. Thank you.
I missed who seconded it.
Amanda.
All right, thank you. So a motion to adjourn was made by Jamie, seconded by Amanda. Roll call, Vivaldi.
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Comac,
Yes.
Athos,
Yes.
Cassidy,
Yes.
Harrop,
Yes.
and Quartermuch.
Yes.
All right, so the meeting adjourns at 10:01 p.m. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Lucia.
Good night,
Thank you.
Lucia.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.